Last night, a group of men and women came here to Quelle, travelled the 7 kilometres up from the valley to the top of the hill, and they came together to give 4 days of their time to just listen to the mystery, to listen to the silence, to listen to the meaning and purpose of life. It's one of the most important things that any one of us living in today's turbulent and destructive world can do. They came for themselves, they came for their own inner journey, a journey of discovery. But the effect of this journey on each one of them is something that will radiate out into the world, into the environment in which they live. They came here, and the first thing we did together was to ask a question. The primal question, the perennial question, the universal question. What am I doing on this planet? Why am I here? Just me, one unique specimen of the human family among the trillions and trillions of people who have lived here. It's not a question of what am I doing, but why am I here? What is the ultimate purpose? And when, of course, we start to ask that question once more, because we will have asked it many times during our lifetime, when we ask that question, we realize that we cannot know the purpose of our lives. I cannot know why I am here unless I know where I came from. What is the source of my being, my humanness? And at the end of this lifespan in time and space, where am I going to? Unless I know where life has come from and where it's going, I will never really know its purpose. Travel and change is the law of this universe. Nothing is standing still. Everything is in motion and movement. Everything in this universe, or any universe there could be, is on a journey. And so we started looking at our space-time journey, each one in the silence of mind and heart in this powerfully still and silent atmosphere at the top of the hill. Each one asked, where am I on this journey? What is the journey about? Why am I here? We looked particularly at what we had learned as small children as the purpose of our lives. Each of the great religious traditions has had answers to offer us. And those of us who came from the Christian tradition, or whose roots went down into the Christian tradition, learned very early in life that the reason we're here is to experience intimately the source, God by another name, the source from which all that exists, has existed, or could exist, has come to be. To know personally, intimately, deeply, experientially, not intellectually, the source from which we come. And knowing this is to begin to understand the relationship of love and joy which belongs to each one of us. And so these days here in the silence, the journey is a journey into the discovery of the depth of that relationship, the strength of the relationship, the transforming power of the relationship, and the source of joy. And however comforting and exciting and exhilarating these words may be, we also know that when we turn on our radio to listen to the morning's news or watch the television news broadcasts, our world seems to be on a journey that is anything but one of joy and light. Daily we hear of terror, of violence, of senseless remorseless brutality and war, of children and parents fleeing in terror, of individuals finding weapons and murdering so many of the family around them. In Sweden, children, young people in a holiday camp. In Canada, women shopping in an ordinary shopping mall. And yesterday, others killed or wounded by a single person who just went in and gunned down the people in a cinema. How can we say that this is a journey of joy? What we can say is it should be a journey of joy. How is it that we have, as a human family, so completely lost a sense of the purpose and meaning of humanity's life and existence? How is it that we are running wildly in pursuit of happiness, where it can not possibly lead us to anything but disappointment and frustration, and from there to brutality and violence? Humanity, as we know, has seriously lost a sense of ultimate purpose, of source, of connectedness. And we live in an environment that tells us that there is no relationship with an ultimate being, a source of all life. That there is a false and poisonous contamination in our social atmosphere that tells us that we are separated from our own existence and our own being. And so the group of men and women who are here, relaxing into the stillness and listening very attentively to the silence and to the message that the silence brings, are reconnecting with that relationship, with that source of all life, which we need to know for ourselves and for the whole world around us. And from this will burst out the joy. Life, human life in this universe should be just simply joy, excitement, sometimes struggle, effort, doubt, yes, uncertainty. But if we know where we have come from and where we're going to, and we live this relationship consciously with the source of our own being, that we have so casually used the word God, if we know this, then life is transformed. Wish us well in these 4 days of journey, as I hope you will journey